If you don't know, Seven Samurai is a movie directed by a man named Akira Kurosawa. Hopefully, I said that right. It was made in 1954, I want to say. And Akira Kurosawa's work was what mainly influenced George Lucas to make Star Wars. So that's really cool. So I checked out this movie. I've also heard it shows a really good movie. So, and yeah, it, I was not disappointed. I thought it was a great movie. So yeah, let's get into the good. I don't even know where to start with this movie. This movie is almost like a perfect movie. It's it's great and it's all the categories for criteria for a perfect movie. I think it's the cinematography to the characters, especially the characters, to the plot, to the action sequences, to the I don't know the dialogue. This movie, I can't speak Japanese, so I had to read the subtitles, and yeah, but what I read, the subtitles was pretty good. So the dialogue was pretty good. But yeah, this is just a classic movie, and it follows these farmers, and the farmers are going to be attacked by these bandits, and they're going to take all of their rice and their barley and what they live on. And so these farmers have an idea to go recruit samurai to help them defend their village, and it's a pretty cool idea for a movie actually. Uh, I definitely enjoyed it. Um, yeah, and so you meet the townspeople, and what I didn't know about this movie, I thought it was going to follow the samurai for the whole film. It was going to start with the samurai, end with the samurai. But no, it starts with the townspeople. It starts pretty small scale with the townspeople. And that's for the first half of the movie. You feel like kind of like, nah, maybe for the first hour of the movie. This is a 3 hour and 30-minute epic. So for like the first hour of the movie, it follows really those townspeople. Then it goes for the rest of the movie. It's pretty much follows the samurai. That's what I felt like, anyways. So yeah, the samurai. Once you get introduced to them, they're uh, they're also really well written characters. But you don't forget about those townspeople. Those townspeople still mean a lot to you. Those townspeople's situation, the situation they're in, you really feel a hurt for them. You feel a sense of justice needs to be done for the townspeople. Like I did not know my heart was gonna get ripped out while watching this movie. There's some there's some parts in this movie where it just extremely sad. So that's how you know a movie's done well. Um, I was torn apart by the end. If that tells you anything, but yeah, it really starts with the town people, and then it kind of transitions into the samurai. And the samurai, there's seven of them, of course, but some of them are like all the samurai are pretty much different. There's a few that are kind of I jumbled them up in my head, get them mixed up a few times, but there's definitely just the distinct ones. The first two you meet are distinct. The last one you meet is pretty distinct. Um, yeah, so there's I think it's the third or fourth one you meet is pretty distinct. Um, but there's like three guys I jumbled together, so there's like four distinct women, three jumbled together. So yeah, I what can I say more? The it's all in black and white, but it still is a visual like I don't know if spectacle is the right word. It's a really cool movie to watch because I when I thought oh it's a '50s movie, I was thinking maybe you want to have the best videography or I don't know what else to call it, but it really did. I thought the camera work was great, and it looked pretty good. It looked okay for a black and white movie. Um, but like there's this one scene at the end where it's just pouring rain, and that scene is it's great. From it really just ties everything together so well from the characters to just like the overall. It looks pretty cool. It's dreary, it's sad, but it fits the movie so well. Um, yeah, and also another thing that I didn't expect for this movie was it 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 killed off some characters without spoiling anything. To say it killed off some characters, and I wasn't expecting this. I thought this was gonna be one of those movies where I walk into it. I watch the good guys win and the bad guys die, and I or not walk into it, set up my laptop and watch it on there. I didn't see this movie in the theater. I'm not that old, but yeah, I thought I would just watch the good guys win. If someone died, it would probably be a bad guy, which some bad guys do die, but the good guys died too. Uh, Whether that being the townspeople or the samurai, I'm not gonna say because I don't want to spoil the movie. But yeah, I highly recommend checking this out. Actually, the next segment is the bad. I'm going to have trouble thinking of some bad stuff in this movie. It's probably going to be a fairly short segment. But yeah, this movie, very, very good. Now that we're done with the good, let's get to the negatives of this movie. As I said before, there's not a lot of negatives in this movie. Actually, a lot of them are like way more positive than they are negatives. But I did have like one or two issues with this movie. The first one being there was this one death scene, and the death scenes in this movie, don't get me wrong, they're very, very well made, and I've never seen more heart-wrenching death scenes, and they're masterfully done. But there's this one death scene where it happens probably at like the 2 hour 30 minute or the like 2 hour mark around there, and for that entire time you don't see any guns. And this movie takes place in 16th century Japan, so you don't see any guns. And so I thought, oh, guns weren't in Japan at that time, but I guess I was wrong. There's this one bit. It's a death scene where there's this battle sequence and there's a guy and he's walking and there's a huge bang. Sorry, I probably scared you with the clap. But there's like a huge bang and he falls down. Just then he falls down, and you're kind of like, whoa, what happened? And the guy dies later because apparently he got shot by a gun. They do not mention he gets shot. They do not mention there's a gun. They do not show a guy with a gun shooting him. They do not show a gun. So I was like, what's going on? I actually had to look up on my phone how this character dies. And I was like, oh, he got shot. That makes sense. I wasn't sure if he like walked on a landmine or something. I don't know. But I think in the original movie, they probably say something about a gun. They do not say something about a gun in the subtitles. That is not the director's fault. It's not the writer's fault. That is probably the guy who wrote the subtitles' fault. Now, maybe they don't say something about a gun in the original. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. I can't speak Japanese. So, that was the first thing. And the second thing was, like, really weird. Might have been a cultural thing. I don't know. But, pretty much, there's this bit in the movie where the samurai are in the town and they're talking to the townspeople and they're saying, okay, this is our plan to protect all the townspeople. But we're gonna have to get rid of some of these huts. There's these 3 huts, just 3 huts. You need to evacuate them and evacuate the huts. We cannot protect those and still keep everyone else in the village safe. I think they mentioned like 20 other huts besides these huts, and the people, they were just devastated, screaming and crying, and I'm like, what's going on? Did I miss something? I think I really rewinded that scene like 6 times just so I made sure I read the dialogue okay. Like there was like I'm like, what's going on? Even the samurai were like, it's only 3 huts, calm down. I don't know why they were so like angry about those huts and sad. No, like it's not like they were asking the people to stay in the huts and die in the huts. No, they wanted the people to come out of the huts. But yeah, so yeah, not a lot of negative. One, probably a miscommunication with the subtitles, and the second one, probably a cultural thing or another miscommunication with the subtitles. So really, not a lot of bad at all. Seven Samurai is a classic film that I am so glad I watched. Yes, it's 3 hours and 30 minutes long. Yes, it's in black and white, and yes, you have to read subtitles unless you can speak Japanese, but which I can. So yeah, it's a great movie, truly great. Highly recommend watching it. Don't let any of those things scare you. I watched this movie over a 2 or 3 day period. I think it was like a weekend. I said because I'm busy, so I watched like less than the first half on the first day. So yeah, that's telling you something. But yeah, very well made, good movie. I will be happy to check out more of Akira Kurosawa's films. Hope I'm saying that right. Um, because yeah, that's I really enjoyed this one. I think I'll enjoy some of his other stuff. This is said to be his best film. Again, that's just somebody's opinion that I read online. But yeah, this movie, I think gets I would say 9 out of 10 for me. Um, I don't know if I can give it a 10 out of 10. I had like two of those issues, but yeah, pretty much like a 9.5 out of 10. Very solid movie that I really hope you guys will check out. If you like that video, make sure to subscribe down below, turn on notification bell so you don't miss out on any other of my videos. I also just made a Discord, so that'll be in the pinned comment. You can just join the Discord if you want. I'll be announcing just like live streams, changes to the channel, like what new videos I'm gonna make. So yeah, hopefully you guys I join down there. We only have 3 members and I'm one of them. So go show some love to the Discord down there. But yeah, have a great day and I'll see you next time. This week I gotta watch Seven Samurai for the very first time and I loved it. So let's talk about that.